This is very, very, very ambitious for me, especially because I'll be going on some trips. I need to start building a new course that I'm going to be teaching this fall. So I'm going to have free time because I'm not teaching that much, but I'm also not going to have free time. So like, what am I doing here? I am following my heart's desires. I have 8 things that I'm like probably for sure going to read. And then I have 6 things that I'm like, but also why not these 2? And that doesn't include other things that'll probably get on my radar, like a random romance or something that I end up getting in the mood for at the right time. Because I am getting a little bit better at following my mood. And that's what I'm hoping those like other 6 books can help with. Like I don't think I'm going to read all of them, but I'm in the mood for them. So maybe one of them will happen. So let's start with the Patron buddy read. We have 2 this month. And one of them is starting... It's actually, the series is called Magic of the Lost, but the first book is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, one of my favorite books of all time. I am so excited to get back into this, get ready for The Sovereign, which comes out in October. So I'm reading this in August, the sequel, The Faithless, in September, and then this in October with my patrons. I am just incredibly excited. I love the series. It was a surprising love too, which is kind of one of my favorite things. This will be my 3rd time reading this book, and I've loved it every time. It'll be my 2nd time reading The Faithless next month. The other one is Acceptance, the 3rd Jeff Vandermeer Area X books. I don't know who the perspective is this time. I presume it's a new perspective. Watch me be wrong, and I'll be surprised regardless. Just curious to learn more about the invasion, the expansion, the whateverness ecosystem of Area X from whatever angle we're going at. It's definitely not a favorite series of all time, but I'm glad I'm choosing like a year to consume all of them so I can kind of keep track of the strangeness, for better or worse. Because I do want to just like see the whole picture like that we currently have, because I think he might be working on a 5th book. I don't know. Right now, it's ending at the 4th book for me until told otherwise. And then the other buddy read I have is The Subtle Knife. I didn't bring down my folio edition. That's way up there. But I'm so excited. I don't think I have my little editions with me. I think they're saved somewhere else. I have my favorite, like little mass market paperbacks from when I was a kid. The Subtle Knife is when we meet my favorite character in the series, and I'm just excited. I'm very excited. It's been a while, and it was such a success reading them. Almost called it The Northern Lights, The Golden Compass. I mean, both names are accurate. I like that each thing in his Dark Materials is like an artifact that's important for the book. And The Subtle Knife is so cool. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm trying to be brief and not talk about things that I don't think should be spoilers, but I do recognize that his Dark Materials is not zeitgeisty enough to be like, everyone knows all the things about it. And I do think it's something that holds up if you read it in your, 30s or 40s. So if you do want to pick it up, I think you should. It's really good. So yeah, those are my buddy reads, all series. One's the start of a series, but the rest are continuing, so that is cool. I'm very excited because very soon, Tio's Darumi's audio should be available, and I can read that book, which is the continuation or completion of the series that started with Ocean's Gadori, one of my hits for the year. Hopefully, it continues to be fun for me. So the only reason I haven't read it yet, because I have had the e-arc, is I really loved the audiobook for the first one. And hopefully the audiobook will drop around release. I've been burned before, but regardless, it is in my plans to read it in August. The other new release that is past its release date, but that I'm going to read this year, and I have it in my stack down here because Tor was kind enough to send me a copy, but I got The Devils. I'm going to read the audio for this. Watch me love it. Everyone else has been like on the fence about this. The art is so pretty. Oh my God. This is like a stellar book. I want to like this book just because the production on this hardcover, man, makes you feel like it's worth $30. Let's just put it that way. Like it's not. No book. Things are getting expensive in a way that I can't handle. But yeah, I did my spinny wheel of which of my arcs that I should get to, and this won twice in a row because I was trying to pick a second book, and this just kept winning. So I'm like, I get it. I'm going to read The Devils. I'm going to give it a shot. It's going to be my audiobook. So that's what I'm going to do, is read this bad boy, hopefully have a good time. I guess I'll DNF it if I'm not having a good time. Like I have no stakes in loving that book or not. I just would like to have a good time. The other one that I'm going to read, and this is because I'm like lightly going to try the hardest reading channel you'll ever do sort of thing. I don't know if you've seen it going around. I first heard about it through Freshly Read Books, who does the TBR spin sort of thing, and she's trying it, and a bunch of people in my Discord are kind of trying it, and I don't think I can actually complete it, but the idea of trying is so there, and one of the challenges you kind of have to keep up on all year is reading a new release within 60 days of its release for each month. So my July release, the only one apparently of all the books I'm interested in, because the rest are like June or May or August, my only July one is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. I like Sarah Beth Durst. I didn't love The Spell Shop. I'm hoping to have that change with The Enchanted Greenhouse. And I'm also hoping that maybe this is one of those last book of the months I squeeze into July. It's tentatively something, like I'm filming this 4 days before the month's out, that I could maybe get to. I'm almost done with my current physical read. Just depends on time and my mood. But yeah, this is a different character, so I'm hoping my issues with the first one won't be here. And I know this is less, like, it's still cozy. But like, I would say the first one is like 80% cozy, 20% romance. And I think this one's supposed to be more like 50-50. Or maybe even more romance than that, which I think is more my speed, and I think it's a grumpy romantic lead. So like, yeah, I like stereotypical tropes. It is who I am. And then the thing for TBR Spin, so I did bring that up, and TBR Spin, we only have 5 books left, but it's been like one of my favorite things to help me like randomly pick stuff out of the stack I chose. And it's finally happening. This book was given to me by Evie years ago, and I really like Quakey and Messy, but I've got You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, which has been on other TBRs, which is why I put it on my TBR Spin stack, because I would like to get to this. And I'm hoping this would be like my romance of the month, potentially, because I have been kind of reading at least one romance a month. This is kind of a very messy romance, I know that, and I think it's a romance. Like, I think it has that happily ever after sort of part of it. Quakey and Messy just loves to jump genres. Like, I think they're going to have a romantasy out soon, and I'm very interested in that. One of the things I am really annoyed about is how little diversity there is in popular romantasy right now. And it's not even that romantasy, like, I know other authors of other backgrounds are writing in there. It's just they're not becoming popular. But that's a tangent. This is contemporary. This is messy. I'm pretty sure our main character is falling for, like, the father of someone she was dating on an island after she lost her husband, like, 5 years previously. I don't know. And it's kind of makes me think it's supposed to be summery because it is, like, on an island, I feel, like, on a vacation. So reading this at the end of summer feels like a good thing to do, maybe. Regardless, TBR Spin's doing what it needs to do, getting me to read books that I've had around for too long that I still do want to read. So, and I've been doing good about reading the books I want to read off my TBR. Like that, my challenges are going great. So there's that. And then the last book is my Patreon TBR pick, because I have so many award books that I'm interested in, but I can't only read award books or else I get burnt out because they're just a little challenging. They're a little not my speed. And so the one that they voted on by like a hair's breadth is The Sapling Cage. This is on the Ursula K. Le Guin Award in Fiction. It's trans. It's, I think, fairy tale or fantasy adventure adjacent. So trans character, trans author, and I think it'll be cool. And if I love it, I actually saw this in the wild at my favorite bookstore. So I already know where to pick it up. So joyful. So yeah, that's the TBR of things that, like, I'm for sure going to read, going to consume. I think I didn't forget any huge obligations. And now for the 6 that I'm like, I would like to read these. So let's see. We got To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which I read the first chapter of and I'm very intrigued by. I just got into the mood of reading a bunch of Cadwell Turnbull, and so I didn't get back to this. See my wrap up for the many Cadwell Turnbull that I ended up reading in July. But that's to say, I still want to read this book. I really do. So that's just potential on my stack of things to lean on, especially because I think this is going to be a quicker writing style, a familiar story, but a cool world and characters to get immersed in when my brain is maybe feeling a bit lethargic. I think this could work for that. The other 2 that I have in my hands are reward books that I do just really want to read, but like I know that my brain just can't. Like one of them, like both of them, I think need to have physical eye time, and I just don't have that much physical eyeball reading time. But one of them is Remember You Will Die, and this is just an interlibrary loan, so showing you this is useless. But Remember You Will Die, I think it's a bunch of obituaries, they're interconnected. My brain is just tantalized by that, and that one's second place in the Patreon poll. And then we've got Archangels of Funk, which I listened to the first part of the first chapter, and I am so interested in this like cyberpunky time. So like I really want to get to this. I just haven't. And I do know that this is like a pseudo sequel to a previous book that came out like 5 or 10 years ago, I think, but it's not like required that you read that. And so I'm excited for this, but I do feel like I want my eyeballs on it a little bit because it's but like I want to immersion read this. Like if I read this, it's immersion. It's audio and physical because I love the production of this. But yeah, so I feel like since they're both eyeball time, I couldn't just keep putting them on the list. It would be a lot. So those are the award books that are like still on my radar that I want to read soon. I'm sure there's other award books that I want to read. I just haven't put them on my lists yet. I have been doing like okay on not burning myself out there. Next up, this is a new release that I think I should love. I just haven't gotten to sit down and sink into it, and that's The Mercy Makers. I don't really know anything about this. It's an Orbit release. I know it's high epic fantasy with character relationships, probably some spicy scenes that I think is being shoved towards romantasy girlies with mixed success. But that makes me kind of intrigued for myself and my tastes. So yeah, and I've never read any Tessa Gratton. I know she's been writing in this space for a while. I just haven't. And so I want to read it. When I tried the first chapter, I was too slumpy and it wasn't like capturing me. Like I was trying it at a time where I was just trying to find a book whose writing style would just like suck me in. And that one didn't quite do that, but like it's probably one of those things where you have to give it like at least more than the paragraph I gave it, you know? The other one is another one that I kind of want to immersion read, and that's The Stars Undying. It's a sci-fi series. I really liked the first 2 to 3 chapters I've read of this, but again, I just didn't have the time to sink into it, and I realized I didn't want to do it all audio, so I kind of put on pause until I could find physical reading time, which I'll have more of in August, but not as much as I think. And also, sometimes my brain, it doesn't matter that I want to read, it wants to not read. It needs to do active things or it will nap. And I'm trying to not nap. It's a whole thing. Sleep hygiene, everybody. What a time. And then I think the last one that's on my list, and it's in preparation of a new release coming out, is The Phoenix King. The Phoenix King is a reworking of a self-pub book that I read a long time ago. It was called The Boy and Fire. I don't know if I still have that book on my shelf near me. Yes, I do, actually. Let's see if I can get it out. Yeah. So this was the self-pub version that I own, that I have read. And I bought it because I liked it and I thought that it would continue to be self-pubbed. And luckily, she got picked up by Orbit and they reworked the first book and called it The Phoenix King. I don't know how different it is. And honestly, let's not pretend that my memory from 2020 is going to really remember the minutiae details of this. I'm assuming the new version will be fine, but I did want to reacquaint myself with the newer version before reading the sequel later on this fall because I did get approved for that arc, which is exciting to me. So yeah, that's overly ambitious, right? Like especially because I have been really enjoying eyeball reading again. Like I don't dislike audiobooks, but I've been feeling kind of audiobook slumpy. Like when an audiobook works, it works. But the stories I've been wanting to read lately haven't really been working for me in audio. I don't know what to do. And it's not even the end of the world. Like I can listen to music. So it's just one of those things where it does mean I have less reading time because I am limited to the amount of time that I have to read and can read because I'm like awake enough to read because it's not an infinite amount of time. Now, let's say, Angela, you're trying to work on short stories. What are you doing? There are no short stories here. And you would be right. And so, tentatively, something that would be very fun for me to maybe pick up, if I'm feeling like short stories, Angela, why not, is this one. It's a Bolivian author. It's Fresh Dirt from the Grave. I don't actually know how many stories are in here. Let's see. There are 6 stories. So if I could read 4 of them, 1 a week, that would be really cool. I don't know if I will, but it is a tentative. You wanted to read more short stories, Angela. In order to do that, you need to put stories on your TBR. So here's my attempt. What are you going to be reading? Are you going to be reading a lot, a little? Is this where you start ramping up? Because we're like almost fall, so you're pretending fall vibes. If you want to know, every time I'm between terms, I do a readathon with my patrons. And so we are doing a readathon again. And this time I'm doing kind of like a points system. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm still working on it, but basically we do reading sprints for sure for like the 5 days that we do this together. I do at least 1 round of reading sprints a day, and we check in on the Discord, and it's just a fun time to just communally focus on reading, especially because I always feel like I want to recharge between semesters. Because even though I do always have to prep for the next semester, I like to give myself time to like relax and enjoy books and structured reading time. So yeah, if you just want to leave an emoji though, to let me know you're here, well, I don't know. I feel like last time I had you guys leave a planet, so I don't want to leave a planet because even though I'm excited for Tio's Darumi, that's whatever. Let's leave, this is a nice emoji, a knife for the subtle knife, because that's another one I'm really excited for. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.